Working families face several challenges to make ends meet. One of them is the increasingly steep cost of childcare. Some parents say they absolutely have to return to work in order to keep their families afloat. For low-income parents, that means turning to the government for help in paying for childcare. Tamiko Haynes is a single mom to 3-year-old daughter Monty. She works as a phlebotomist, drawing blood, and she says she had to wait nearly a year and a half for the subsidy she needed to help pay for childcare while she was at work. It was a rough time.
We did a lot of Roman noodle diets at that period of our lives, and then my mom being the nice person that she is, which is a great mom, she, would buy a little bit of groceries before she leave, to go back for the weekend. So it was tough, paying rent. My landlord was really good to me. He always said, Tamiko, whenever you get it, give it, okay? And I'm like, all right. But that piled up too.
Paying for childcare is one of the biggest expenses facing working families. On average, parents upstate end up paying anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000 a year for care. And in the New York City metropolitan region, that cost can reach as high as $30,000 to $40,000. And that's either paid out of pocket or absorbed when a parent drops out of the workforce to care for children. For years, this has been seen as a family matter or even a woman's only issue. But Lois Johnson of the Workforce Development Institute says this is actually an economic development issue.
Keeping people the ability to be employed and to be productive and to take raises and to take on more responsibility and get promotions is the only way that we are going to move families out of poverty. If we penalize them for that, then we're not only jeopardizing that individual family, but we're also jeopardizing that business that employs them.
Johnson says not being able to find safe, reputable, or reliable childcare can cost the economy as much as $3 billion annually in lost productivity. She says that's why the Workforce Development Institute connects parents to the needed government subsidies to help them absorb the cost. Unfortunately, those subsidies aren't always fully funded.
To be honest, we've had difficulty getting childcare and the whole issue of early learning on the page as much as we would like.
This year's state budget includes $135 million earmarked for childcare subsidies for low-income families with toddlers and infants, an increase of $30 million. But as with many things in government, the breakdown of exactly how that money gets allocated can get cloudy.
Where do these monies go? How are they distributed? Who determines what the market rate is?
Lupardo chairs the Committee of Children and Families, and she says it's getting more and more difficult for child care providers as well. The Federal Child Care Development Block Grant, which divvies up more than $5 billion nationally, also increased their criteria for health and safety requirements on child care providers. Johnson, with the Workforce Development Institute, says it's another burden on an already stressed industry.
The business of caring for our young children is not a profitable business generally. You have many of the employees, many who have associates or bachelor's degrees in early childhood facilities, making minimum wage or a little bit higher, which is is certainly not compensating them adequately, but raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, which is we totally support here at WDI. No one's really talking, except for the early childhood folks, about the impact that that's going to have on, their ability to keep their doors open.
The concerns of the cost of childcare are being heard across the state. Bronx Assemblyman Marcos Crespo is an advocate for affordable childcare. With roughly 25% of New York's children living in poverty, he says it's a crucial piece to addressing the state economy, especially upstate.
Parents who are working oftentimes 2 jobs need the flexibility to make sure that their children are provided for and taken care of while they go out and work.
He adds that while funding needs to be there for parents living in poverty, all New York parents need this support, an issue he says he understands firsthand.
I work in Albany. I'm here 6 months out of the year. My wife runs a small business, and we had this challenge. Like most traditional cultural families in the Latino community, I believe that maybe one of us needed to stay home and be with our children. In reality, we couldn't make that choice economically. We both had to work. But also we realized over time that my daughter's being able to attend a child care center early on gave them an opportunity to prepare academically and in so many social ways, better than anything we could have hoped to do at home ourselves.
For Tomiko Haynes, she says more legislators should look at childcare as part of their larger economic plans. People like herself are doing their part, and a little support from the government makes for a better community.
I'm a big candidate in believing that if you work hard and you're putting in that time, you deserve a little bit of help.
Tomiko says she's not sure she would have been able to continue to pay for childcare without the subsidies, and she thinks more parents would rejoin the workforce if they knew that was guaranteed.